Hi everyone, so today I'm going to teach you how to count your bowling scores. It's going to be some simple calculations so that you can count faster than the system. But first, you need to understand some of the following information. Firstly, strike equals 10 points. Spare also equals to 10 points. If you have a closed frame, which means you strike or you spare, always look 2 frames forward to determine the score in that particular frame that you are looking at. However, if you miss or open frame, which means if you leave 8 pins, then you hit none of them on your second shot, it is considered an open frame. So as such, you have to just count the score in that frame as it is. Okay, so now it sounds confusing, but don't worry, I will further explain via the game you can see on the paper below. So there will be a few levels to this. So this is the first level, which is simply adding the scores for each frame together because all the frames are open frames. So you can see for the first frame will be 9. Okay, then for the second frame it's 7 and 1, so that's a total of 8 points. So you have to add 9 plus 8, which is 17. Okay, for the third frame it will be 8 and 1, so total will be 9. So you add 17 plus and 9, which will give you 26. Okay, and then we will go on to the fourth frame. Total will be 9 also, so you just add 26 plus 9, 35, and you add 9 again, 44. Now you hit 5 on the first shot and then you hit 2, so total is only 7. So you add 44 and 7, which gives you 51. 3 and 3, so it's 6. So you add 51 and 6, it will give you 57. 4 and 3, 7 points. Add into 57 will give you 64. 7, 2, total 9. Add to 64 will be 73. And lastly, 5 and 1, which is total of 6 points. You add to 73, it gives you 79. So your grand total for that particular game is to 79. Now we'll be going on to the second level of the difficulty, and it will be shown in the second game, where there will be spares or closed frames, some open frames, and a strike. And now I'm going to teach you how you count this type of combination of the score. So firstly, like I mentioned at the start of the video, when there's a closed frame, you have to look 2 frames forward. In other words, means you look at the next frame. So it's 9. So 9 spare will consist of 10 points. And there's a 9 over here. So here you will become 19. Okay, so cos 10 plus 9 equals 19. But now over here you have an open frame, which is only 9 points. So you just have to add 19 into 9. So this gives you 28. Okay, so next frame it will be 8 spare, which is a closed frame. So you have to look at the next frame, which is a 7. So total it will be 17 points. So you have to add 17 into 28, which gives you 45. Okay, so on frame 4, it's a 7 spare, so it's a closed frame. So now you have to look at frame 5, the first shot, which is 8. So 10 plus 8 is 18. So you have to add 18 into 45, which gives you 63. Okay, and now on frame 5, it's an open frame, So you just count the score as it is in that particular frame. So it's 9. So 9 plus 63 will give you 72. Same thing for frame 6. It's an open frame again. So total points is 8. So 8 plus 72 gives you 80. Okay. So now on frame 7, it's a spare, 6 spare. So it's a closed frame. So you look at frame 8 first shot, which is 8. So you have to plus 18 into 80. So it gives you 98. And now you look at frame 8. It's a closed frame again. Look at frame 9 first shot, which is 9. So it's total 19 points. Add into 98 will give you 117. Okay. Frame 9, same thing. Closed frame. Look at frame 10 first shot, 7. So it's 17. So you 117 plus 17, it gives you 134. Okay. Now, when there's a now is again there's a spare. You look at the next frame, frame 11. Okay, it's a strike. So strike equals to 10 points. Spare equals to 10 points. So you add up together is 20 points. So you add 20 plus 134, it gives you 154. And the total score for your game will be 154. So that's how you count a combination of spares and strike. So for the third difficulty level, I'm going to show you in the third game over here. Okay, so now there will be a combination of strikes, means back-to-back strikes, and also open frames and closed frames like spares. So all together, this is actually quite a complicated one. So you try to follow me. If you don't understand, you can re-watch again to get a better understanding. Okay, so I'm going to start. When you have a strike, it's a closed frame. So you have to look at the next frame. So now you got a strike again. So for a strike combination, it's slightly more special. You have to look at the third frame. Okay, so let's say you got a strike here and strike here. So there's 2 strikes. So now you have to look at the third frame to determine frame 1's score. So now strike is 10. Another strike 10. So you add up is 20. And then you look at the first shot of frame 3, which is 9. So 10 plus 10 plus 9, 29. So the first frame will be 29. Okay. And now in frame 2, look at it's a closed frame. But the next frame is not a strike. So you have to count 10 plus 9. So it's 19. Similar to the spares. And then looking at the first shot of the next frame. So it's 10 plus 9, 19. So 19 plus 29, 48. Okay, so now in frame 3, it's an open frame. So you just add the total points in that particular frame into 48. So it will be 9 plus 48, 57. Okay, so now 9 spare, it's a closed frame. Okay, so you have to look at the next frame first shot, which is a strike. So 10 plus 10, 20. So you put 20 plus 57, 77. Okay, so in frame 5, it's a strike, which is a closed frame. So look at the next frame, frame 6. It's still a strike. Okay, so like what I said previously, when there's combination of strike is special, you need to look to find out the frame over here. You need to look 2 more frames ahead. So it's up to frame 7. So it's still a strike. So 10 plus 10 plus 10, that's 30. So you have to add 30 to 77. So it will be 107. Okay, so now you look at frame 6. It's a strike. Then it's a closed frame. You have to look at the next frame. It's a strike again. So the special rule applies here. You have to look at the third frame. First shot is 8. So it's 10 plus 10 plus 8. So that's 28. So 28 plus 107 will be 135. 135. Okay, so in frame 7, it's a strike. So it's a closed frame. So you look at the next frame, it's an 8. So for strike, it's also another special rule is that you have to look at the entire frame before you add it into the previous score, which is 135. So for strike, 8-1 will be 9. So you have to plus 19 instead of 18. Okay, this is only for strikes, and the next frame is not a strike or a spare. Okay, so you look at 8-1, this is 9. So it's 10 plus 9, 19. 19 add 135 will give you 154. Okay, so frame 8 is an open frame. So simple, just add the value, which is 9, to 154, which is 163. Okay, so frame 9, 7 spare. It's a closed frame, so you need to look at the next frame, first shot, which is 9. So you add 19 to 163 will give you 182. And lastly, on frame 10 is 9 spare, which is a closed frame. So you look at the next frame, which is a strike. So it's 10 plus 10, 20. So 20 plus 182, 202. So for this game, your total score will be 2